Let's talk about finding opportunities here. I mean, sending emails to labels, promoters to try and get more opportunities, like new releases, new gigs, and also to send your music to DJs so that your tracks can be played in clubs, in festivals, and it's like free promo for you. We will cover different topics in this video: how to send professional messages to promoters, DJs, and label managers, how to send your demos, how to send your promos. You should first try to find the emails. Emails are always better because professionals from the scene, they're all checking the emails pretty much every day. You can write long text and you can add links, you can add a signature, you can add documents like your press kits. So always prioritize emails. I will quickly talk about one topic here pretty shortly. It's about your releases on labels. You should always ask a contract for your releases, even if you are like a newcomer, even if you are a small artist or whatever. Always ask some kind of structure for your release, some kind of legal form or whatever. Even if it's not a contract, even if the label doesn't want to make any contract, just ask if you can get a percentage on your release so that you have a written proof that you asked for this. In this second part of the video, we will cover how to send your tracks to DJs. So how to send your promos. So a promo is just like a release track or an unreleased track that you want to send to DJs so that they can download it, they can play it, they can promote it for you. So it's like free promo. It's pretty cool. So I will show you how to find contacts from DJs. You should always do that. Don't spam DJs. Of course, send playlists, don't send track by track, and send like a message to one DJ every, I don't know, like every 3 months, every 6 months, but really don't spam them because at some point they will just get annoyed. But it's very, very important for you to be played by DJs because first, your track will be played in a club or festival and people will hear the music and they will maybe like Shazam it or they will record videos and post it on socials or whatever. So it's like creating free content for you. Second, it's important because you can probably get some videos from this artist who played your music. So again, it's like video content for you. It's always pretty cool, and you can do some pretty cool editing where you put like the video of the artist and you say thank you for the support. You can check my new track or whatever. You always have a lot of ideas to create with this kind of support from other artists. And third reason is pretty specific. This is how it works in France. I don't know for your country, but whenever your track is being played in a public venue, so festival, club, bar, then the collecting society will gather money because your music is being played in the public space. So you have to get some royalties and rights from this. So probably it's working like this in your country as well. So if you want to earn more money from your music, then you should obviously send your music to other DJs, either small, medium or big DJs. You don't really care, you just want your music to be played. So we will cover 4 tools to reach out to DJs: Instagram, SoundCloud, emails, and FatDrop. Each one of them has their pros and cons. DJs can be more active on one and not the other. For example, DJs can always check their messages on SoundCloud and never on Instagram, or the opposite. So Instagram to me the best. All of the DJs nowadays, they are very active on Instagram, so they will probably see your message. If they have too much requests, then they will probably not see it. Don't be afraid to contact big DJs. I got answers from DJs with more than 1 million followers, so you never know, probably they will always check your music. Instagram is always the best because you can easily connect. If the DJ answers, then you can start talking. If the DJ owns a label, maybe you can send demos and release on the label just by connecting on Instagram. Then emails are pretty cool because you can add some links. So your Spotify link, your Instagram link or whatever. And you can add a longer text also, but remember that DJs, they don't really care about like reading your whole story or whatever. They just want to check your music. Then SoundCloud. SoundCloud is not that used like the message tab. But you never know, like I've got some answers from DJs on SoundCloud. It's really depending on the DJ. And the last tool is FatDrop. So FatDrop is a website that will allow you to send campaigns to DJs. So basically it sends email to DJs with your promo. The cool thing is that first, DJs, they need to subscribe to your newsletters. So they will receive first an email from FatDrop like, do you want to subscribe to these artist promos? And if they do, then your promo will never end up in spams, which is pretty nice. And everything is automatic with FatDrop. Like you just have to upload your tracks, just do a couple of tasks, and then it will send automatically the email to the DJs. So yeah, be sure to use these 4 tools to reach out to DJs, and let's see how it works. We'll switch now to where to find promoters' emails. So there are a couple of websites that I use to find the emails. If you don't find any emails, you will have to reach out to them through Instagram. I would first recommend to reach out by email because you can add links, you can add like a longer message. So first website you want to check is Instagram. Sometimes they put the email on the bio. If they don't put the email on the bio, then maybe on the link tree. So here we can see that they put the email on the link tree. Then if it's not on Instagram, you can check on Facebook. Most of the time they sign up on Facebook using an email address, and then they make it visible like this. So you will always want to check on the Facebook page of the promoter you want to reach out, because I have found a lot of emails on Facebook. And the last website will be Resident Advisor, because as we have seen, we can add some links on RA. So you will find a lot of links, so Instagram, Facebook, maybe a website. So you can check on this website that they have put on RA to look for emails. Sometimes it can be on the Facebook page, as we have seen. Sometimes they can have a website, so you can just scroll down and check on like a contact page or whatever. And that's pretty much all. If you didn't find any emails via all these websites, then just contact them on Instagram. We'll check on the emails I'm sending to promoters to try and get booked. This is my way to do the email. You can do whatever you want. I'm just showing what I think would be important to include in the email. As a subject, I've just put this. I don't want to have a very long subject. Hello, I hope you're well. I'm reaching to introduce myself and know if you would be up for booking me at one of your upcoming events. So first sentence, I'm very straight to the point, like this is why I am contacting you. If they can be interested, then they will continue reading. If they are not, then they can just quit. Second part, I'm introducing myself. French trance DJ producer based in Berlin. That's pretty important for me to say where you are based, especially if you are trying to get gigs in other cities than the one where you live. Most promoters won't know where you are living in, so it's pretty easy for them to see if you are in the same country, if you are far away or not. Then I'm talking about my releases. So first I'll talk about my latest EP. So I talk about the label. I've put a link, so tune links, linking to all the platforms. Then I talk about the supports on this EP. So I talk about people who downloaded the tracks or played the tracks already. Then I talk about another EP. Same, I've included the tunings, the label, remix, and then I talk about my singles. So I put a link. I've put a SoundCloud playlist because again I want to show the platform where I do the most of my streams, which is SoundCloud for me. Just quickly to show you how to add links on top of a word. If you don't know, you just need to hover the word like this. So just like this, you do Command K or Control K and you can enter the link here, or you just right click and click on the link here. Same, to turn a word into black like this, you need to do Command B or Control B. So I list the labels where I've released tracks, just the main ones. Then I add that it's totaling the number of streams across all platforms. So this is really like an approximate number. Probably most of the promoters won't know you. So if they see that you are already having streams, then they can think that you are already bankable. Then I add again some supports. Then next part, I'm talking about gigs. So the gigs I've already performed. I have put in black the venue. Then I put the city. You can also add the promoter if you want. I didn't want to put that much information here. And right after this, I just put a short sentence to talk about sets I've done. And last sentence, I just write that I attach my press kits. And at the end, I have a signature. I just wanted to show you one last thing. That's an old email I was sending before. I think when you just started your career and you're still pretty small artist, in my opinion, it would be pretty important to write down something like this. So I'm currently based in the city where you're based. And for now, I don't really care about money, since my goal at the moment is only to mix in clubs all over Europe. I was writing this sentence in every emails I was sending. I was thinking that it was pretty important to write something like this, because at first you will reach out small collectives, so promoters that don't have much money, and you need to see yourself as a small artist, like upcoming artist, and it is way more important for you to play somewhere, even for free kinda, than paying attention to money. You need to have content on your Instagram, like gigs content. You need to show to labels, to agencies, to other promoters that you are already touring, that you have gigs, that people trust you to play in the events. That's why for me it's really important to focus on the main issue for small promoters, which is money. Like, why would they book you if you're not even living in the city, if they don't know you, and if they know that you are a small artist that won't bring much people to the event? I think that it got me a couple of gigs, especially in the beginning. Some people were answering my emails like, okay, we can be interested, we like your music, but how much would you ask? Is it okay for you if we just like pay for the transport and the hotel and don't pay you or whatever? And as soon as promoters answer, it's a little win, because you can start and engage a conversation with them. You can start saying like, okay, you can pay for transport, for the hotel, but maybe you can add like, I don't know, maybe 50 euros or 100 euros more just for the performance, whatever. And since they already started to talk to you, then they will be involved in the booking. They will have some kind of engagement towards you. That's why for me it's really important to write down this sentence. So that's all for this email. I just want to quickly show you how to do a signature like this, if you don't know how to do it. So I am using Gmail. I will just show you on Gmail. So you go on your Gmail, you click on this wheel, see parameters, then you scroll down, and at the very end you will have signature here. So I will show you how I've done it. Just so you know, you can add pictures if you want. Like you can add a small logo if you need, or like a picture of you or something like that. I wanted to keep it like simple, so I just wrote my artist name as like the big thing. Then second thing is my style, so techno trance DJ producer. And then I add some links. So for the links, I've put SoundCloud, Instagram, Spotify, a link tree of my label, and my press kits. So I would recommend to put at least these three. And yeah, you can just like create the signature like this. Be sure to save the modification at the end, and then you will be done with the signature. So now we get into reaching out labels to try and be signed to the labels. So for that, the first step would be to create a playlist on your SoundCloud account. That would be a private playlist. You want to send some unreleased tracks. So I'm taking the example of a playlist where I've put promo, not demos. I will quickly explain the difference between demo and promo. A demo is a track that is unreleased and that you want to send to labels to try and release it on the label. And a promo is an already released track, and you just want to send the track to DJs to make the promo of the track. So here I don't have any demo playlist, so I'm just showing the example of a promo, but it works the same as a demo. So now we will cover the topic of the demo to send to labels. First step is to create a private playlist. You will name the playlist something like this: artist name and new demo. I would highly recommend to create various playlists. You really don't want to send a label like more than 10 or 15 tracks. I have worked for a couple of labels and I own my own label also. So every time I was receiving demos from people and the playlist was more than like 10, 12, 15 tracks, I would never listen to the old tracks. I would just check the first 4 tracks. Then if I really like the style, like it's really fitting the label and it's really well produced, then probably I would listen to the others. I would really get demotivated if I see that the playlist has 20 tracks, 30 tracks, something like that. Just create short playlists with your bangers, kind of like your favorite tracks. In my opinion, you should send your tracks to your friends to see what they think about it, to have a couple of feedbacks, and to know which ones would be more likely to be bangers, so like more likely to be signed on labels. And with your friends' feedbacks, you can create your playlist. So just put the ones that your friends like the most, because I know it's very hard to judge your own music. If you spent like 50 hours working on one track, at the end you don't really know if it's like your best track or not or whatever. So just send them to your friends and then build your playlist based on what your friends thought about your tracks. Another point is that if you're like me and you produce different styles, so I produce techno, trance, sometimes house, you want to target labels. So I know that for this label I want to send only trance, for this label I want to send only techno, and for this label I want to send only house. You don't want to send a playlist with many styles inside. Be sure to do research about the labels you want to target. Be sure that they are releasing the same style as your playlist. Just keep in mind something very important. Label managers, especially big labels, they don't have time. They don't want to spend like a lot of time checking on your demos. So you really want to be straight to the point. So you want to write down your artist name, then demos to be really clear. You don't want to put too much tracks, and very important, you want to put your best tracks on top, because they will most likely act like this. So they will click on play here, then they will get the first track. They will quickly check like this. They will check the main drop, like just a couple of seconds, see if it works. So be sure to optimize as much as possible your playlists. So a small trick I want to show you about sending demos. If you don't have SoundCloud Pro, so if you are not paying for a subscription on SoundCloud, and you still want to send demos, you need to use only one website, which is Dropbox. Dropbox, if you don't know, is pretty much like Google Drive. It's free to use, so you can easily create a free account. For music files like this, you can have access to the waveform, which is not the case on Google Drive and on other websites. Like I've received a lot of WeTransfer links, which is pretty annoying, because think about big label managers. They receive like hundreds of demos every day. They want to download every tracks they receive. It's like really annoying. So you want to be sure that the track is online. You can listen to the track online, and you want to be sure that the manager can have access to the waveform, because it will be very easy for the person to scroll into the sound and to check on the style easily, and to check on the main drops and stuff. If you click here on share, you see that it appears like this. So managers, they will get the track as just like this. So it will be very easy for them to check on the waveform. If you don't have any paid subscription to SoundCloud, you should really only use Dropbox. So that's all for the tools I'm using to send demos. Now I will switch to the message I'm sending to labels to try and get signed. So here is the email I'm sending. I will get into Instagram later on. So if you don't find the email of the label, then you can just send the demo on Instagram. So first, the subject, I'm trying to stay very straight to the point. So demo, just to directly show what the email is about. And then my artist name, here's the collab, so I've put the other artist name, but I would just put like demo and then artist name. Then a very short message. Hey, I hope you're well. I wanted to share this demo. Then I put a short SoundCloud link. So if you don't know how to have a short SoundCloud link like this, I will show you how to do it. So just click on the track, then click share here, then you can shorten link here, and then you will have the short one. Then just thank you for your attention and signature at the end. There is only one mistake I've done here that I would change about this email. I would add a sentence like this here. I've already released tracks on, and then you put the name of the labels where you've released music. You can highlight them like this. And I would put also this. You make a list of big artists who supported you already. At the end, you can put something like, you put a SoundCloud link or Spotify link to all your releases. So that's all for the email. I would send the exact same message to Instagram and SoundCloud. So for SoundCloud, I would pretty much copy paste this message. Then I would also add the sentence like I've already blah 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 sentence we just covered. One very important thing that you need to remember about SoundCloud is that when you send short links like this, it just appears as a link. But whenever you send the complete link, it sends a playlist. In my opinion, it's very important to send a playlist, because again, if you are talking to big labels, if they have to click on the playlist to have access to a track, sometimes they will like never bother and they will just skip, because they will have like a lot of messages. So it's very useful to be able to quickly scroll down on the sound directly on the message. So for this, you just need to click on share, then get the whole link like this, and then you can paste it here. And you see that you have the preview already being prepared here. But keep in mind that big labels, they don't really check on the SoundCloud messages. I think the easiest way to reach out big labels would be either emails or Instagram. For Instagram, just send this message, pretty much the same as the email. So now I will show you how to find artist emails. There are a couple of tools to find them. It's pretty much the same as promoters. So first you want to check on Instagram. Sometimes they write a contact email on the bio. If they don't write any email, you can check on the link tree also. If it's not on Instagram at all, then you can check on SoundCloud. Many artists put a contact email on SoundCloud, especially if they are looking for bookings. If they have an agency, then it will be an agency email, so don't contact the agency email. If it's not on SoundCloud, you can also check on Resident iOS. Same, you can check on the links here. And the last tool I'm using is again Facebook, because again, a lot of artists, especially artists who have been in the scene for years and years, they probably have a Facebook page, because before COVID, Facebook was the most used platform for artists. So probably for people who started music right before COVID, they created a Facebook page and they put an email, and then they just like forgot about the Facebook page. I have found a lot of personal emails on Facebook, even for big artists. So be sure to check on Facebook. It's a really powerful tool for that. And the email would be pretty much the same as the demo one. So I would just send something like this. You can just specify that download is enabled, and be sure to enable download by clicking on edit here, then permissions, and enable direct downloads. If you are using Dropbox, then it will be easily downloadable. Again, if you don't find the email of the artist, then just send this exact same message. If you want to send on SoundCloud messages, you can send the exact same message. Just be sure to use the whole link here and not the short one. Also, one very important point I didn't cover yet. It's same for demos and promos. You will have to be very careful not to delete the playlist. If you want to add new promo, just add them to the playlist. If you delete the playlist and do another one, then maybe the artist will find your email like maybe 1 month, 2 months after you've sent it. So if you have deleted the playlist in the meantime, then it won't be clickable. So that's pretty much a shame. So just so you know, at the end of the courses, I will send you a big document with a lot of materials. One of the stuff I will add to this document is this Excel sheet that could be useful for you to send promos and demos to labels or artists. So here's how I've built the sheet. So first column is DJs. So you will enter the list of DJs you want to reach out. Then promo. So you will write your first single, then first EP, like all the stuff you wanna send. Then here you will write down the email if you have found the email of the artist. Then SoundCloud. So here you have buttons that you can just copy paste like this, here and here. So here you can select either OK or sin. It's vu in French, or no. If you saw that the artist played your track on SoundCloud, which you can only see if you are paying for a subscription to SoundCloud. If you have a free version of SoundCloud, then you won't be able to check on people who listen to your track. You can check on the insights here. You click on your insights. And here you can check on people who listen to your tracks. You can click on OK if the artist downloaded the track via SoundCloud. You can click on View if the artist just played the track but didn't download. And you can click on No if the artist didn't even play your track. After doing all of this, for all the means to send promos, you can just at the end write down what is the best mean to reach out to this specific artist. So yeah, you can just use the sheet to understand what is the best contact mean for this specific artist. And then the last tool I want to cover is FatDrop. A lot of electronic music DJs use FatDrop. It's one of the main tools to send promos. So you will click first on clients. You have a free version of FatDrop. Here's what's included in the free version. I would recommend not to pay for FatDrop. So here you can add the artist email. You are limited. You can only add 30 emails. I'm not sure about that, but I think so. So that's of course requires you to find the artist emails. And as soon as you have entered all the emails, FatDrop will send an email to all of the artists saying like, do you want to subscribe to this artist's promos? The artists have to agree to receive your promos. That's why it's pretty powerful, because FatDrops never land on spams, because artists agreed or not to receive your promos in the first place. You can go on campaigns, and then you will be able to create a new campaign. You can add a couple of information. You can add artworks. You click here to upload the artwork. Then you can add a track list. So if you want to send an EP, for example, and then other stuff to download if you want. And then pretty cool stuff is that FatDrop will ask artists a couple of stuff before being able to download. So you can ask for the name of the artist. You can ask for a rating. It's like out of 5 stars. You can ask the artist to tell you which one is their favorite. And you can ask for comments. You can also deselect if you don't want all of this stuff. And then you can edit the subject of the email and the text of the email. That's all. And then you can save and send the campaign. So I wanted to conclude this big part by showing you the email I was sending to agencies to like try to get into an agency. My recommendation about that is that you shouldn't rush to get into an agency. I know it's very, very appealing to be part of like an agency because they will work for you. They will like try to find you gigs and stuff. But first, I think you should really, really focus on trying to evolve, trying to be more seen, like release more music, get more streams, have a good Instagram profile, to like really build something concrete so that agencies will come to you instead of you chasing agencies. I've worked in a big agency for 3 years, so I know how it works. I've seen that there are 2 options to get into an agency. It's my opinion. Probably it's not the case in other countries than France. Maybe like it's only working like that in France, but what I've seen is that if you want to get into an agency and you are a small artist, either you need to be very close to the agency, so you need to be close to the artist part of the agency, or you need to be close to the staff or the agents of the agency. Like, you really need to be friends with them, or to show that you are really motivated, that you are ambitious, that you want to have a strong career in electronic music. Or second option, you need to be already bankable, so you need to already have regular gigs, you need to have strong releases, like making a couple of streams, so you need to be already part of the environment of your niche, and then agency managers will start to contact you. If you don't fall into these two options, then probably it's going to be hard, because most of the agencies, they are very, very close, like they don't really pay attention to small artists. Most of the time they open the roster to big artists, but not for small artists. So I would highly recommend you to follow the second option. So first, make yourself seen and heard, and then wait for agencies to contact you. I have been part of 2 agencies, and I had like really bad experiences. I had one agency that was based in Antwerp, so in the Netherlands, when I was living in Paris, and I was still a kind of small artist, which is very, very bad, because when you are a small artist and you want an agency, you want a local agency. You want people who will be able to secure local gigs and gigs in your country. In my case, I was having a Dutch agency while I was living in Paris, which doesn't really make sense if you are not a big international artist, because they were really, really struggling to find gigs, because of course they don't have good contacts in Paris, they don't have good contact with the French scene. And the second agency was when I was living in Berlin, and the agency was in Berlin, so that was cool, but I was the smallest artist of the agency, meaning that the agents were more focused on big artists rather than me, because I was not bankable enough for them. Based on my experience, I would not recommend you to rush to be part of an agency if you are a small artist, because most likely you will end up being the smallest artist of the agency, and you will end up like not having any things coming from the agents, and you would be better off alone rather than being part of an agency. I mean, you can handle your own bookings and you can handle your own logistics and stuff if you don't have much gigs, but if you are part of an agency, the agency needs to handle everything, like logistics, booking and stuff, and you cannot research for gigs on your own, which is why it's pretty tricky, because if you don't have any gigs from the agency and you cannot even look for gigs yourself, then you are really stuck and you have no gigs, you know. As long as you don't have any requests from any agencies, even small agencies, I would not recommend you to look for any agencies. We can talk about this agency topic at the end with our one-to-one call. It really depends on your profile. So I will quickly show you the email I was sending. So this is the subject, agency request, and then my name. Same, I want to be really straight to the point. Then I'm reaching out because I'm looking for a booking agency, and I thought that you put the name of the agency could be a good fit. I'm a French DJ producer living in Berlin. Like you can put the city where you're living, because it's still an important information, I think, for agency managers. Then I talk about my music. So just the same as when I look for gigs, I talk about my EP, supports, streams, other supports, the labels where I've released music, and I put links as well. Then I talk about gigs. So same as reaching out promoters, I just make a quick list of my main gigs I've done. Then I add my press kits and I highlight my Instagram, Spotify, SoundCloud. Even if I put them in the signature, I prefer to highlight them here. So that's all for this big video.